Hello guys, this is Haley Radiant, and this is my 2K sub special. I never thought this day would come. If you guys haven't noticed, this is a long day coming since the last time I had like a big number like this, or like the big milestone 1K, was back all the way in 2015, and now that it's 2021, it's just like, finally! So I am just so happy that this is finally happening and that I got my responses and that all the support I've been getting over the years, it's just been insane. So what better way to celebrate than with a Q&A? And I'm going to start with that first. And I did ask for character impressions, which those will be coming a little bit in a different video. So this is for the Q&A portion of my 2K special. And I hope you enjoy, and let's get started! So I'm going to begin this by answering the popular questions first, the ones that have been asked the most times from people, and then I'll individually go to the ones that people asked, like, more specifically, just to make it easier on everyone, or if you just want to really know these ones the most. So if you just want to skip to anything else in the video, go right ahead. It's a 2K special, we're just happy that we're here. Okay, so the first big question that a lot of people asked me was, what inspired me into going to VAing or like fan dubbing or voice acting in general? I did answer this kind of question back in my 1K sub special, but since that was like an older video and I doubt you guys want to like really pick that up again, I'm just going to answer it again here and see if anything changed. So in the very beginning, I didn't know anything about fandoming. I didn't know what it was about, why people were doing it. I just picked up on it from a person on YouTube called Vidya Marie, and she used fandubbing more as like a comedy thing. Like she'd voice the scene and then she'd have like a funny punchline at the end. Her stuff is really funny. You should definitely check her out. She doesn't do any videos anymore from what I've seen, but she's still really great. And then fast forward a little bit to 2013 when Frozen Mania was ruling the world. But for me, it was definitely ruling my mind. Like, literally the summer of 2013, we only got like a Frozen teaser, one in English and then a Japanese one that was like a lot better. But yeah, I kept watching that like 20 times. And then a little bit more forward in October when we got a clip from Frozen of Anna and Elsa, and I decided I wanted to voice from it. And I didn't have a good editing system. I just used the one that was already on my computer. I voiced the characters and posted it around more on my social media, which was Google Plus at the time. I don't miss that system at all. The video is not anywhere. It got taken out because it was really bad. But yeah, from that day on, I just started voicing from other stuff like Disney, Kingdom Hearts, and then it expanded even more, and now I'm here today with like a whole community of people, and I still do it. It's just so fun to me, and it's just part of my identity, my DNA. I can't live without voicing stuff, like, at all. It's part of me, and I don't think I'd ever want to take it from me unless, I don't know. Like right now, I definitely don't want to stop, and I'm just so grateful that I started from just wanting to have fun, and now I just still want to have fun. What character do you still want to voice from that you haven't yet? Now, having done dubbing for 8 years, there have been a bunch of characters that I've done, but there's some that I haven't voiced yet that I'd love to. But at the moment, the ones that I am thinking of is like dubbing from Most Popular Girls in School from the YouTube series. If you guys don't know this, these are the funniest kinds of videos I love. I just started rewatching them again for the millionth time. It's very vulgar, very crass. They swear a lot. They mention bathroom humor, sex humor, but they're so funny, and they make fun of Mean Girl high school tropes, and it's just the funniest thing. Just dubbing like a scene or like some characters from there would be just so hilarious. But I don't know if I should because of all the crassness of it and the vulgarity. But yeah, like, I don't know if it'd be appropriate. But I definitely want to think about it for, like, if I want to do another swear edition of random mystery impressions. That would be so fun. But a dub, like a scene from there, I wouldn't be sure about, but I would definitely love to voice from there also. Of course, there's other characters I want to dub in the future. None that I can think of at the moment, but those are like that's like the biggest one at the moment that I could think of. Favorite dubbing moments on my channel. I just recently cleaned out some of my channel stuff, and I barely got rid of a lot of stuff because there's so many I'm so proud of. Some of my favorite dubs over the years have been from West Side Story, voicing Belle from Beauty and the Beast, voicing Alice from Alice in Wonderland. Now I'm debating on whether I should make a playlist of my favorite dubs. I have a lot of playlists. But yeah, I think I'll definitely make a playlist of my favorite dubbing moments on my channel to give you guys a sense of like which ones I'm proud of and which ones I just love to do. But yeah, the ones that I mentioned before are like the biggest ones that I'm proud of. I also am proud of the ones like dub of Supergirl, because she's one of my favorite characters of all time, and she just really brings out like the heroicness in me and the confidence in me the most. But yeah, like a majority of my channel I'm very proud of. There's also collabs that I'm also proud of that I've done. Yeah, I'm definitely going to make a playlist after doing this video because I'm just so proud of how much I've grown. Okay, let's go to everyone else's question. The DT Channel Studio, aka my good friend Dan, asks, which Muppet film do you like the most? So for a long time, my favorite Muppet film used to be Muppet Treasure Island, but then in 2014 when the Muppets Most Wanted came out, that like totally changed everything, and like now I watch that one more than like most Muppet films. So yeah, I'm a big Muppets Most Wanted fan. It's so funny. The songs are incredible. It's so underrated. It's just so good. It's like my go-to Muppet film for sure. Dan also asked, what's it like to reach 2K subscribers? It's really great, actually. I never thought I'd get to see the date because it took so long to get here. But it definitely feels really rewarding, and now with everything, all the friends that I've made and all the content I've made and how much I've improved, it's a great feeling, and I'm very happy to make it to this milestone for sure. Thank you, Dan, for all your questions. Alchemic Waking asks, your favorite character type to play, like a villain, girl next door, tough, timid, etc. My favorite type of characters to play are usually like the heroines or princesses, usually. But I've been finding myself more exploring like girl next door types or tough but shy types also. I usually try to go and expand on those horizons a lot since there are just so many good neutral kinds of female characters that I just really find myself enjoying the most. I don't voice a lot of villains because I feel like I'm not suited for kinds of characters like that, but I do like to push boundaries every once in a while, and one of my favorite villain characters voiced recently is Cruella from the new Cruella movie, even though she's not technically a villain yet, but she's like the closest I could really get my teeth into, which is really fun. Crystal Rose Haven VA asks, what is your favorite musical or musicals? That's a big question, though I have been starting to narrow it down in recent years. So my big go-tos are Sweeney Todd, Anastasia, and Little Shop of Horrors. So I found myself really liking weirdly dark musicals, which is so funny because anyone who knows me, I like classic Disney fare, and like finding myself liking things like Sweeney Todd or Little Shop of Horrors. I just love those kinds of musicals because they just really dive in deep into the character's psyche, and also just it's so romantic in a certain way for Sweeney Todd especially. But yeah, Anastasia also, I just find myself loving that one so much. I praise it everywhere I go. I listen to the soundtrack so much. So yep, the big ones are definitely Sweeney Todd, Anastasia, and Little Shop of Horrors. Crystal Rose Haven also asks, what are your favorite voice actors and actresses? Voice actresses I've found myself liking are Tara Strong, Grey DeLisle, Jennifer Hale, Cree Summers. I love all those amazing women from our childhoods. I've also found myself really liking Wendy Malick from Owl House. She's also voiced a character on the Bratz TV show, and she makes that show. Every time I've like rewatched it, like back in the day, she was like the best part. She was just funny, and every time I see her in something, I'm like, that's Burdine Maxwell, or now Ida the Owl Lady. So I love like those dynamic voice actresses so much. I don't have a specific one. Probably the closest would be Wendy Malick or Tara Strong. I don't know if I have a specific favorite voice actor. But I would probably say Dante Bosco from Avatar would probably be a close favorite. He has a great stand-outish voice, and his Zuko is just so dynamic and amazing. So probably him if I just had to pick one out of a hat. But yeah, those are my go-to probably favorites. Another question from Crystal Rose Haven. Who are your favorite screen actors and actresses? This one I can definitely pinpoint. My favorite screen actress is Audrey Hepburn. She has been my favorite for a long time. She is everything I thrive to be in poise, elegance, and just the way to think. And she's just a really nice lady from what I've heard. And I just admire her so much. Favorite screen actor? Again, that changes a lot. I don't pinpoint actors a lot, especially because it might change sometimes. One that I can definitely say for sure, but he's mostly on stage, Jeremy Jordan. I love him. He's so fire. He's so fire. He's so amazing. He has been in a few screen stuff, so I could count him. But I also love Tom Hanks. I've admired him for so long. He's everything in the book that's amazing in this world. So yeah, it splatters a lot. I probably have a lot more that are my favorites. But yeah, those are like some of my recent favorites that I've really liked and I should give a shout out because, yeah, I like those guys a lot. And last question from Crystal Rose Haven. What is your favorite DreamWorks animation movie? Oh my gosh. I don't think about DreamWorks that often, but on the top of my head, definitely Prince of Egypt. That is an amazing movie. I love how much I see it on my TikTok page. I also love Megamind, Shrek 2, the other two sequels I don't really like that much. But yeah, the first two Shreks also. Chicken Run, oh my gosh. Definitely those movies that I mentioned are like my favorites that I love the most. I just can't pinpoint which one I like the most. DreamWorks does so many good ones. Or at least they used to. Hopefully they'll get their groove back soon. Snowy also asks, any updated goals recently? The only big goals I've been having are finding a new job because I'm currently working at part-time at a different place as a cashier. So I'm hoping to just move on to like something more stable, something that I'm more comfortable in, maybe receptionist or I don't know, something stable. VO-wise, I have been trying to do more casting call club. I kind of paused on that because I want to try and get more settled on real life stuff right now, but I would love to do more paid projects for VO stuff. I did do a paid thing for a good friend of mine, Lady Reyes. Hopefully I'm saying her name right. So that was great, a great experience, and that was paid, and I hope to do more of that in the future. Last question from Snowy. What was your favorite movie that you've seen this year? Ooh, some of my favorite movies of 2021 so far. Definitely the best one so far would be Cruella. I have been watching that a lot in this year. A recent one that I've really liked was Dune. I'm very excited to see what happens in part 2. I don't know much about the story, but the first movie I think was really good. It took me a while to finish it, not because it was bad or anything, but I kept deciding whether to watch it on my iPad or on a bigger screen, but we have limited big screens in our house, so I kept deciding whether to finish it on a bigger screen, but from what I saw on my little screen, it was very good. I also liked In the Heights a lot. Oh my god, I almost forgot Luca. Luca is amazing. And Raya and the Last Dragon. I can't believe I forgot that was out this year, but yeah, I love Raya. I think those were the biggest movies that I've seen so far. Again, I haven't seen a lot of movies unless they're on streaming. I am a little bit afraid to go back to theaters, but also kind of ready. It's just been really tough with all the pandemic stuff and also kind of some shootings going on, mainly in my city, but hopefully it won't be a problem if I went to like a different place to see a movie. It's just a little tricky, but those are my favorites that I've seen thus far. Hopefully I'll see a lot more next year or in the coming months for sure. Next set of questions is from Omega Emperor, and his first question is, who is your favorite Sailor Scout? And you can only pick one. It's like he knows that I love all the Sailor Scouts. But again, if you had to twist my arm, my closest favorite would be Sailor Neptune. I just admire her beauty and grace again so much. I have a specific kind of favorite character, as you can probably notice. But yeah, I love watching Sailor Neptune, especially with her relationship with Sailor Uranus. I just love those two together. But yeah, Sailor Neptune I love the most. Omega Emperor also asks, who is your favorite Disney prince? That would be Eugene Fitzherbert all the way. The close second is Prince Naveen from Princess and the Frog. But yeah, I love Eugene so much. If you watch Tangled the series, you know why. He's so caring, so sweet, and he's just so funny, and he's so hot too, and it's just he's just the best. He's just the best in my opinion. If you're a Jedi, what would your lightsaber color be? I think it would definitely be purple, like Mace Windu. I also been thinking of teal, like a nice teal bluish green. Those would be my two top favorites, mainly just because I like those colors. Next set of questions is from Henrika, hopefully I'm saying your name right. First question, is there a character you love to go back to voice again and again? There are so many I love to go back to voice and again. Mainly the obvious ones, Alice from Alice in Wonderland or Belle from Beauty and the Beast. I guess it's just a little tricky to pinpoint which ones I like to go now and again, since I just like to voice so many new ones at a time, but I also like going back to ones that I like to voice every now and then. I guess it just changes on my mood or anything, but right now I definitely have some go-tos. I just don't know which ones specifically, so sorry if that doesn't answer the fully, but I just have so many go-tos that I couldn't name them all in this video. TV shows or movies I've been a fan of for the longest time. TV shows, haven't talked about that yet. Some of the biggest ones that I've loved for so long. Once Upon a Time, I love that one, even though it had major problems near the end. I still love like the beginning parts, especially till season 3. Another TV show, I love Avatar. The Last Airbender, Legend of Korra. Those shows are like my world. I also love Teen Titans, the original from Cartoon Network. That show is amazing. And I guess those are definitely the big TV shows I've loved the longest. Movies that I've loved the longest, go-tos, Beauty and the Beast, Hugo, Little Shop of Horrors again. I love that movie so much. I do have a new favorite movie also, The Illusionist. It has Edward Norton and Paul Giamatti in it. It's just such a great movie. You can watch that one actually on YouTube for free, and I totally recommend everyone watch it. It's such a great mystery, also kind of like a fairy tale, which is why I love it so much, and it's just really romantic too. But yeah, those are some of my favorite movies that I've loved the longest too. So yeah. Last question from Hen. What are some things in the future that you are looking up to? I am looking up to finding a job that I like that I can go from week to week. Yeah, but I also am excited to see, like, what else am I able to do in the future for voice acting? Will I ever go professional, or will I ever do anything more with this? I'm not sure, but I am looking forward to that. And I'm also looking forward to the end of the pandemic. That has been a big thing. But yeah, thank you so much, Hen. Next question's from Damon Fox Akira. Would you ever want to go pro? If so, what would you want to do? I would love to go pro if I had everything I ever wanted. In which case, I would love to go either animation or video games, or even like radio dramas or like podcast voice acting stuff. That would be really cool. Yeah, I would love to go pro if I wanted to, and any of those would be my big cup of tea. Animation or video games or voice acting podcast stuff. Do you like cartoons more or live action more? I like a lot of both. I have been favoring more live action stuff lately. I don't know if it's because the quality of animation storytelling has been dwindling over the last few years, or live action is just getting really good. I've just been favoring myself a bit more with live action lately. I do want to try and get more into animation because I feel so bad because it's my first home. It's where I started with this channel, and I continue to want to do more with cartoons or animation. It's just important, and I just hope that it gets just a lot better for both kids and adults. Next set of questions from Rocky Quickfire VA. What is your favorite music? My biggest set of favorite music is show tunes, like from musical theater or from movies or stuff. I just love the hell out of that. That's like my go-to, listens to like all the time. I do love pop songs. I do love classic rock songs. And my favorite band is Queen, if that is any indicator of what kind of rock music I like. I do love Taylor Swift. I love Lady Gaga. I love Selena Quintanilla. Yeah, those are some of my favorite artists too. Yeah, I love a lot of different things, but those are like my biggest favorites. Do you have a least favorite movie or TV show? I don't know if I have a least favorite TV show, then that would mean I don't really watch it anymore. That one is a bit tricky. I wouldn't know, but definitely least favorite movie by far is Monsters University. That movie I just cannot stand for the life of me. It shouldn't exist. It doesn't need to exist. It's Pixar's worst film by far, even worse than the Cars movies, because at least those made sense for money's sake. But Monsters University, no. It's so bad. It's awful. Next set of questions from Marina Alexis. If you could be part of any project or franchise, TV show or whatever, what would you choose? That's a good question. I think anything with Disney part of it would be amazing, like animation-wise mostly. If it's like a TV show or just a movie, that would be incredible for me to join. I'm not sure live action-wise. I'm not very confident in I'm very camera shy, which is why I prefer voicing more than acting. But yeah, if it's anything like with animation or like video games, I think that would be amazing. But anything with Disney, that would be a dream come true, probably the most that I can think of. What is a show that you used to love but have since changed your opinion on, and why? One of these has been from Marina Alexis herself, because she posts mostly Pretty Little Liars stuff, but the more she talks about it, the more I've definitely changed my views on it. I used to love Pretty Little Liars growing up. I still kind of do. It's one of the big things I really got into with like a friend of mine, but the more scenes I see from it, like with Arya or Ezra, or like with any major topic they try to like accomplish for a certain character, it was very hit or miss. I still appreciate the nostalgia for it, but when something is not really good back then, or especially now, you gotta call it out for something, and that one is like a big one. Thank you so much, Marina. New question from Caleb VA, and he asks, what is your favorite memory from your VA career? Oh, I have so many! I think one of my favorite ones is probably the first excitement I had for joining like a full fandom project, and it was a lead, because I never got chosen for leads in anything, and seeing that happen, I don't know which project, it probably was Into the Woods. That was the closest I had for a lead. That made me really excited because I really got to like expand, and since then I've really changed so much, so that was really exciting. And other favorite memories are probably like compliments that I had over the years from different people. There's so many I can't count, but like all the compliments I get over the years just really make my day, and that's why I keep doing this, because maybe it'll be worth something. Yeah, that's a nice question. Thank you, Caleb. Next question from MSK. What was your first job ever, and how old were you? My first job ever was at a library. I was around 16, or about to be 16, around that age range. That was an interesting job experience. I think I would have loved it a lot more if I was older, but my mom really wanted me to get a job early, and it just wasn't the right time. It didn't end well, but it was a good learning experience, and I definitely would love to work in a library again. But this time, now that I have worked at other places, I would definitely appreciate it a lot more now than I did back then. Next question from Cam Does Dubs. What, in your opinion, is the best Disney movie from the last decade? Hopefully you're meaning like the 2010s or 2020s. And I don't know if you mean Pixar or animation-wise or live-action-wise, but I guess I'll just state the ones that I think are my favorites from the last decade, like you asked. Definitely Coco. I love Coco so much. That's definitely my favorite Pixar movie by far. I also love Into the Woods. I know everyone gives like hard time on Into the Woods. I personally love the hell out of it. Yeah, that one's a really good underrated one. And to throw a bone to Disney animation, they have had a lot of great ones. Tangled I can definitely name because that one started that decade. I also love Zootopia, that one's really important for our day and age. And also Raya and the Last Dragon, that one was a really good one. So yeah, I think those ones are very influential, and I can't wait to see what Disney has to come up with for the future. I definitely can't wait for Encanto. Next question from JW91. What is your favorite character you've been in for a full production? And by this, she means like full fandom, like the full movie. Hands down, one of my favorites has been Kaylee from Quest for Camelot. That one was so much fun because I love Quest for Camelot with all my heart. And Kaylee, I just loved her growing up, and I still do, even though she has obviously problems. But it's a nostalgia thing. Just let me have my thing. I also loved voicing Rey for a Star Wars full fandom from Force Awakens, from Crimson Shadow V8. It was a long time ago, but that was a rewarding experience. I remember recording that for like a whole day, and just seeing my voice as Rey with all these different people was just so exciting, and I'll never forget that experience ever. Another favorite I've had was voicing Odette for Swan Princess, which hasn't been out yet, but voicing that and actually singing as Odette was just so rewarding because I could actually sound pretty as her. So that was really fun. I also love joining Marina Alexis's full projects for Pretty Little Liars. Those are definitely so much fun to join. Yeah, I have so many favorites. Next set of questions from Peng Voiceman 2. If you wanted to or could, without any money limitations, cosplay as a character, who would you go to? I would definitely want to cosplay as anything from Padme Amidala because her outfits are so gorgeous. Another one, Supergirl, specifically Melissa Benoist, because her costume is so great, and I just love Supergirl so much. Also, of course, Belle from Beauty and the Beast, the animated one, or even live action. I do love those costumes, especially like her blue dress. That one is gorgeous. Also, of course, Anastasia from specifically the musical, and also how about Cruella from the Cruella movie, because those outfits and hair are fire. Yeah, those are some like the big ones. I could go on forever because there's so many I would love to cosplay. I'm just not a cosplayer, and I would love to be one because I love the costumes that I see on TikTok or social media. It's just so much talent, so much talent. If you could have any prop item from any one of your favorite pieces of media, what would it be? I still really want that music box from Anastasia, whether it's the musical or the animated movie. I just really want that music box so much. It's so pretty, and I love the song, and it just so many nostalgia feels. And I guess another prop that I would really like, maybe a wand from the Harry Potter movies. I don't know which kind of wand, maybe Queenie's wand from Fantastic Beasts. That would be really cool. Oh, and maybe the storybook from Once Upon a Time, because that book looks really cool, and the illustrations are really interesting. That would be a really cool prop to have. Yeah, there's so many possibilities with that question, but I'm going to end it there because I could go on forever. If you could live in any one fictional location for a year, where would it be? Oh, I would love to probably travel around Middle Earth from Lord of the Rings and see like the Shire. That would be so pretty. I would love to just take in that fantasy fresh air. That would be really nice. Also maybe Naboo from Star Wars. That's my favorite Star Wars planet. It looks so gorgeous, and again, anything like with fresh air. I feel like I really resonate with the ones that have like really fresh nature vibes. I don't know why, I really like those vibes the most. Also, last one for the road, probably the TARDIS from Doctor Who, because you could literally go anywhere, and it could be like for so long, it's just like no time has passed. That would be so much fun. I love Doctor Who. Last question from Ping Voiceman 2. Which of the characters you voiced before would you like to be best friends with? Well, easily any of the Disney princesses that I voiced before, because they would be so much fun to talk to. I guess my other best friend would be Supergirl, because we definitely have a lot in common, or personality-wise. I'm not exactly an alien who came to Earth, but I think we would definitely have a lot of fun together, and we'd have just a lot of things that we like in general, and I would just love to see her really in-depth worldviews, especially on what's going on in our real world. That'd be really cool. Okay, last set of questions for this special is from Roshi VA. First question, who are some of your favorite people to collab with? First, I love everyone I collab with because they're either really nice or they have cool ideas for stuff, and I just love talking to them, so I can't pick like a favorite. I know everyone's probably gonna say like Crystal Rose, Haven V8, because I collab with her so much on my channel. I do love collabing with her so much. It's just I love other people to collab with also. So it's hard to pick a favorite. I can't pick a favorite. It's just I love all my friends, so I can't answer this specifically, so I'm just gonna say everyone. I just can't pick. Do you have any guilty pleasure movies? What are they? Oh yeah, I totally have guilty pleasure movies. One that I can name of that everyone so-called hates. I love Captain Marvel. I can definitely point out some things that are wrong with it, but when I watch it, it's just, I love it. I personally love it, and I love the character. That's probably one guilty pleasure movie that I really like. Also, Quest for Camelot is my ultimate guilty pleasure movie. I know it has problems story-wise, character-wise, but the songs are amazing, and the emotions are real for me. It is a beautiful movie in my opinion, and I could watch it all day, every day. Quest for Camelot, ultimate guilty pleasure movie. Also, I really like Swan Princess, the first movie. I don't remember any of the sequels really, on the ones that I've seen, but yeah, the first one is definitely a guilty pleasure movie. It definitely has a lot of problems everyone has pointed out, but I still love it. Again, the songs, if you have a good soundtrack, I will somehow really like your movie a lot. But yeah, I definitely have a lot of guilty pleasure movies. Those are the ones I can name at the moment. Last question for this 2K sub special. Who are some characters that you personally identify with? The one that I always say that I mention in everything that I talk about for videos like these. Supergirl, Kara Zor-El. I relate to her so much, specifically Melissa Benoist. I just really see myself in her, and the fact that the show is ending now is just like a really sad thing, but I still love Kara Zor-El no matter what. Some other characters, I would definitely say Belle from Beauty and the Beast. I would also put in Alice from Alice in Wonderland, maybe mostly from the Disney movie, the animation one. I just really find myself curious about things, and that I just have to find myself in sucky situations, and I still look on the brighter side of things. I could probably think of more, but I'm just like almost brain dead right now. Wow, we've made it to the end of my 2K sub special. Now there is another video still needing to be made, my impressions video that I asked. That will come probably either tomorrow or some other time whenever I decide to post that. But I first want to say thank you for all your questions, all your responses. This has been so exciting for me, and I just can't wait to share more memories with all of you, and maybe we'll get to 3K. I can't even think about that right now. But yeah, thank you guys so much for everything, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you guys so much. Bye.